Hi everyone, this is a short video to showcase a Minecraft world called HurleyAllCraft. Now this is a server world that's been created by my family and myself over about the last 2 years. Now we originally released this world a year ago to Minecraft World Map, and it's this release that you see up here. And since then we've made a few more changes to it by adding rail stations, an additional temple, and fixing up a few things. And so this month we've re-released it as version 2, including these changes. If you're interested in this world, I would recommend grabbing version 2 instead of the original version, since it has all the same content except it's got the new features added into it. Now, in this video, we're mainly going to look at the map so that I can point out the high-level features that are in the world, and then in future videos we'll actually go into the world and explore the places we've talked about and demonstrate some of the mechanisms that are in the world. Now, at a high view, here's the map. As you can see, it's very large. It's about 6 kilometers running from east to west, and it's about 4 kilometers running from north to south. And this is based on the average Minecraft block being 1 meter cubed. Zooming in on the world here, our origin point is right where this yellow box is. And surrounding the origin would be the Temple of Crafting, the Hurley Residence. There's a stockyard here, Brent Station, and there's a rail line connecting Brent Station to the Hurley Residence. Now, the Hurley Residence is it's kind of a funny structure for a server world, and it stems from the fact that originally this world was a survival world. And being a survival world, especially since it was just my survival world, I really wasn't concerned with trying to provide structures and kind of orientation that was appropriate to multiple people playing in the world. I was more concerned with creating a safe place to live, finding animals, building nether gates, etc. So the fact that this residence is kind of smack in the middle of the world, it's also kind of right in the middle of all of the railway intersections. That's an artifact of how the world kind of was created and evolved. The survival world that I'd mentioned lasted for about 6 months, and then at that point I'd pretty much tapped out the different structures I was going to build, and I started trying to create rail lines to expand out into the world itself. The first rail line was between the Hurley Residence and Brent Station here, and then I'd also created Turek Station up here in the rail line connecting Turek Station and Brent Station. About that time, there was interest in my family about exposing this as a family server world where people could go in and join in just in the survival game. And so the world got promoted. And then later on, we decided to go ahead and promote it all the way up to a creative world so we could just build at will and fill in the map. Once it was promoted, that was really when we came in and built the Temple of Crafting and then expanded out a lot of the rail lines that you'll see in here. Now, the Temple of Crafting is kind of like an in-game repository for crafting recipes. If you walk in here, you'll see the common crafting recipes laid out on the wall and exactly what materials you would use and how you would lay them out on your crafting table. And so this was a great way to embed information that you'd normally go out and look at the wiki or just dig around in the game and put it in a place that you could go and just view it, or the new people joining into the game could view it and kind of just get up and going. There's also some guest rooms that are up in the top of this temple, and that makes it a nice place to stay if you're kind of like a new player and you haven't really figured out where you want to establish yourself in the world yet. So now moving away from the origin point here, like I'd mentioned before, the transit around the world is provided via a series of rail lines and rail stations. Each rail station kind of serves multiple purposes. It is a way to get on the rail line, a way to safely get off the rail line, and somewhere to kind of hole up if you arrive at a destination and it's just not a good time to go out, like the middle of the night. Each rail station is lit, the rail lines are elevated, and they're also lit, so you can actually travel these day or night safely without worry about encountering aggressive mobs. Now, moving further away from the origin, we've also built populated cities. So we've got a thriving NPC population in each of these, and you'll find one of the cities up here to the northeast. You'll find another city down here to the southeast, and this is actually where I took the photos that you'll see accompanying the world download. And then I've got a final city out here to the southwest, right here. We've got a wizard's tower that my wife created that's just north of that city. And then finally the Temple of the End that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, we have out here to the northwest. That's the main structures that you'll see in the world, at least from the level of the map. Now, as I said, in future videos, we'll actually go into the game and we'll visit some of these places and demonstrate how the mechanisms work, and see some more interesting stuff. So if you're interested, please download the map. It's available from minecraftworldmap.com, and it's called HurleyAllCraft. See you later.